Welcome to HiRED, the ultimate job search strategy. This is the discovery course. This is quite a bit of information here, but I want you to know that this is just a starting point. And if you're not already using artificial intelligence, I think this will give you the confidence you need to just launch it in so many areas of your life. So before we begin this journey, I do want to take us over here to the brand new It's Just Technical website. And we're very excited to have this official launch and onboard clients. So we're really excited by this advancement. This is the site and AI automation, creating non-technical solutions to optimize your goals. And again, I'm hosted and presented by It's Just Technical. And so what we're presenting are the ultimate no-code solutions. Imagine hiring a team of employees. Oh yes, the headaches. But now imagine training AI once and benefiting from the automation for years. Our top 3 courses, just to call your attention, which is probably how you found us, is a social media automation for nonprofits. There's one, and then a separate one for small businesses. And that would even include anybody along the content creator level. Then we have lead generation, of course, automation. And this one that we're going to jump into today, HiRED Job Hunt Automation. Now, It's Just Technical is an AI agency built by a Google Waymo DevOps engineer with experience with the Apple Project Titan, which was their Black Ops autonomous vehicle team before that became public, and then ultimately closed in 2024. And then, of course, over at Intuit, one of the largest fintechs on the planet, launching and exploring the AI assist model. Definitely a pioneer in the autonomous vehicle space with expertise in AI and ML, machine learning. It's Just Technical is really bringing this out to the world in a way that we can all benefit from the tools that only big business or big tech has had the benefit of for many, many years. So we're providing a suite of free DIY type courses, really walking you through the basics to build your comfort level and blend it into your life. But also, of course, we offer done for you options. Those are always available. And we just want to remind you that the world is yours and ask you, what are you creating today? As we continue down this list, goes a little bit more into the AI agency. And then, of course, one of the best, we're just really proud of this course that we're rolling out, how to start a $1 million software as a service company that's no code. So again, there's so many tools available that teach you how to build this and create it and launch your idea into the world without the major budget that has been required before. And then sample projects and different ideas. So here's our site. Let's go ahead and jump into HiRED Job Hunt Automation. So as you know, anybody who clicks on this link then gets forwarded to an email prompt so that we can follow up as the data is updated, but also then a free workbook is provided to go through the steps. So let's step into what that workbook looks like. First of all, this is HiRED, the ultimate job search strategy. This is the discovery course. The video link, of course, that I'm recording here is placed here in the workbook for you. Now, again, I want to emphasize these are non-technical applications for a world that's gone crazy technical, and many people feel they're being left behind. This is not the point at all. This course offers you the exact prompt language to paste into ChatGPT and automate your job hunt process. It's just a step-by-step strategy. In this case, there's 10 steps. And one of them is really about self-care. So there's 9 steps, but we'll round it out at 10. So in just 10 steps, you will learn how to find job openings, professionally rewrite your resume and cover letter, submit applications, and track your progress. Advanced. Want to learn the full course and see more about walking through time management, self-exploration, and have full automation? Well, that's being presented as well. And we're giving you a sneak peek into that at the tail end of this conversation. And then, of course, as I mentioned, sometimes even with the knowledge, we realize that our time is more valuable. and it's better just to have it done for you. So there's a variety of options that are included for that as well. Just let us know how we can help. That's what we're here for. So let's look at the overview here. So these are key steps in the job search process, using AI automation, or in this case specifically, just something as simple as ChatGPT. Now, there's 10 simple steps. What I open with, you'll see, you might think it's kind of funny. When you're looking for a job, everybody says, hey, there's the same thing you go through. Yes, but how long does it take you to apply for every job? It's not that hard to set up a job alert. And then once the job alert is set up, then you still have to spend 3 or 4 hours on every application. It takes an immense amount of time to even never hear back, which I've written an entire Medium post on being ghosted. Or you hear back and hear that the job's already been filled. There's so many positions out there being offered that don't actually exist. They're either collecting data, they're collecting resumes, and if it's a startup, they will collect resumes to show their investors that there's a lot of interest and the quality of the leads that they can attract, especially in the engineering field. So you're wasting time on many of these jobs, but also, as we will discuss here, if you're not using AI, you're being screened out, because recruiters and hiring managers are using AI and they're looking for specific language. We know it is SEO terms, but the computers themselves have created most of the job listings. They're expecting a specific response. So you just need to step up to the plate with the response that they're looking for. The 10 steps we're going through here are: step 1, sign up for an OpenAI ChatGPT site. 2, crafting your resume. 3, writing a cover letter. 4, optimizing your LinkedIn profile. 5, networking. 6, company research. 7, interview preparation. 8, salary negotiations. 9, going to the beach and just taking a break. And 10, tracking your job applications. And of course, I list and provide resources along the path. So this is what I just wanted to call your attention to. These next 2 pages are: finding a job is simple, but getting hired is the trick. This is an absolutely wonderful resource if you want to print it off and use it. It just creates a little checklist on what any job searcher needs to go through in order to get over the hurdles and find that dream job, grab the golden ring, and set their career on a new path. But the thing is, you and I already know how to do this. There's more than just a numbers game. There's more than just having an efficient workflow or optimizing your time. And this is why we've taken a leap from these solutions into HiRED, the ultimate job search strategy using AI, artificial intelligence. So I say here jokingly, but wait, there's more, there's so much more. What if instead of struggling to find a job, you mastered job hunting? And job offers flowed to you like avalanches of abundance. Just the imagery of that is beautiful. By mastering the foundational concepts, you can design an AI assistant to work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to research the perfect opportunities. Now, although this full course is not going to set up the AI assistant, we will get into that in the advanced course. This allows anyone at any level to walk through the basics and have the solid foundation necessary to move forward. So welcome to HiRED, the ultimate job search strategy using AI. So I want to point out too the reality of the world that we're living in right now. We can see, looking at any news, that there's a struggle right now for jobs, for careers. In 2023, we saw over 260,000, that's over 250,000 job losses only in the tech sector. This is affecting a lot of individuals with high education. 2024, we haven't seen the numbers roll out as we're still waiting for the updates, and we're seeing numbers being manipulated. But many of you saw a huge, in fact, OpenAI a layoff, followed by Intuit laying off 1,800, and followed by immediately a untold number of other groups in Silicon Valley doing quiet layoffs. They're promising packages employees are realizing they're locked out, and there's nothing more than that. So I have a few articles highlighted here. A career coach's 4-step guide to using ChatGPT and LinkedIn for successful job search. So they're seeing that AI is necessary. Here we've got TechCrunch. TechCrunch, a tech wolf, raises $43 million to take AI-sized bite out of the internal recruiting game. That's the other side of it. Now, of course, this is the Intuit layoffs I was talking about. And the reason why I cut this screenshot here of the several articles, bottom line, the CEO said he's not laying off for cost cutting. In fact, he's laying off because he's purging 1,800 employees and replacing them with 1,800 new employees. And yet he runs his organization under what he calls his 5 top big bets. And what he's doing is betting on robots and not betting on humans. So he purged the human capital, which we've seen a decline in the stock market. They didn't like it. You've seen a decline in recruiting new engineers. For years, we've seen the struggle there that engineers don't want to come to work for Intuit. He's also seen a hit in morale, as those who will remain and weren't removed want to know where the boss went, where the supervisor or their peer went. And so we're going to see the lessons come into this as companies are transitioning to AI. It really needs to be done wisely, because even accountants have questioned the change that started to really creep in 2019. By 2021, 2022, we were seeing them take their clients off the platform. And by 2023, 2024, we're seeing more of a mass exodus. So that's why I bring up these ideas. AI is pervasive in the job market. Now, my background, setting aside the DevOps, just like you, I've gone through my share of looking for a role. I've also, just like you, been on the other side and hired the perfect ideal candidates, not based on the craziness that we're seeing today, but based on education, experience, and desire to do the job, aptitude, key qualities that bring in a core candidate. And so in addition to that, I also work for the City of San Jose Office of Economic Development. And we created a lot of strategies to help work with a variety of companies, tech included. If they needed to do a downsizing or layoffs, we would have solutions and alternatives to either bridge the gap if that was a reality of the direction that was going to happen, or offer additional retraining tools on site for those companies to retain core employees that they already had within their realm, but just needed a different skill set. So there's a lot of options that I have used from different perspectives, and I know that you have as well. So I really hope that this becomes an ongoing conversation in the community, that we can share these top-notch resources and figure out the job hunt process so we can get back onto our careers, onto our lives, and focus on more important things like our family, friends, and leading a joyful life. So I say again, AI automation. If you are not using AI and want a job, AI is a must. AI is screening you out. Don't be left behind. Now, I want to remind you of what a balancing act we're going through in life on this journey. And there's one thing you just can't quit. There's a lot of things you can quit, but you can't quit your career midway. You've got to get all the way through to that retirement with enough of a nest egg so that you can enjoy those years where your health is still strong and with your family that's around you and whatever priorities you have. So here there's 10 simple rules that I put together. Job search plan using ChatGPT. So I ask you honestly, if your company downsized, where are you? But I will congratulate you to be aware that you are now the CEO, CTO, CFO, COO, CMO. It's all you. There's nobody else. You might have a spouse assisting you, but the reality is this is up to you. Don't drop the ball. Become a productivity expert. Block your calendar and into your email so the job offers flow to you. And as I mentioned, in avalanches of abundance, go big, make it rain. So I say get ready. Use artificial intelligence and automation. Leverage tools like ChatGPT to streamline your job hunt. Automation can help you craft resumes, cover letters, LinkedIn profiles, saving you time and effort. And I say get set. Enroll in productivity courses. In the advanced course I have, I've got quite a bit of resources in there for blocking out your calendar, optimizing your time. You don't have to leave it to chance. There's lots of resources out there. And quite honestly, all you need is on YouTube. So learn how to manage your time effectively, focusing on high impact activities and drive job offers that will really lead to your career growth immediately. So this is the step-by-step job search plan with ChatGPT. The first step is to sign up for an OpenAI ChatGPT account. And I want to say that if you just Google it, as you can see, I Googled ChatGPT, you don't actually have to log in or sign up. You can use ChatGPT free. Now, if you sign up for a free account, you get added benefits, like it will keep track of what you're asking. It will learn what's important to you. It'll learn who you are, to learn the tone that you want. And as you ask for your resume to be rewritten, it already has it in your portal. Now, some people think that there's digital security risk. So I usually strip out my resume, my name, my email address, all that personal information in order to use a product like this. But having the ability to run your own AI assistant just on a desktop will change your life. So let's do this. All I did was type in actually OpenAI ChatGPT. It went to chatgpt.com. And let's see here as a suggestion prompt, it says, tell me a fun fact about the Roman Empire. And so you can see that it's very well written and it gets us right along what we need. Now, I will tell you that right underneath this, there's the copy. If you copy it, there's usually marks within the coding, and it's easy to tell that this came from AI. So what I often suggest is just do a standard copy and paste if you want to pull it in another document, and then massage it a little bit. Create it into your own words. If it needs some formatting, you can do that. Now, AI will do all the formatting that you tell it to do. But again, if this is your work and you're presenting yourself, you really want to make sure that you have your stamp of approval on what you're putting out there. So you'll do a cut and paste and pull it over. But let's continue down this path here. So what do we have? The first step was sign up for ChatGPT or OpenAI, or as I mentioned, just Google it and go to a web browser. The next is talking about crafting your resume. Now, right here, again, I've created all the prompts. There's an actual role called prompt engineer, and that's somebody who has studied the terminology that helps create the optimum communication between a human, you, and the robot, in this case, ChatGPT. Now, there's a lot of different tools out there. You can apply same concepts with any of them, but we're just narrowing this down for the purpose of this demonstration. So here I stated, you are a technical recruiting expert. So you're telling ChatGPT the persona that you want them to play. Now you could tell them that you want to body build and you need examples from Arnold Schwarzenegger. AI is now at the point where it understands key famous personalities and can give you something in a funny tone or language or from anything that they published or put out there over the years. And so by telling it who you want it to be, you can give it the confidence and the persona that is going to get you to where you're going to at. You can also tell it the tone you want, whether or not you want it professional or funny or light. In this case, I'm letting it know that it's a professional resume. So professional would be the tone. So write a professional resume for put the job title in there, position at the company, highlighting my skills. And then you would type in a few key skills and my experience at, and you might type in a few companies and include these 5 skills and these 5 jobs. As an example, you can say up to 10. Once you get beyond 10, there's it's not as solid. So you really want to chunk 10 at a time if you want to do that. But in this case, I've given you an image of what that prompt would look like. So I've copied this here. I'm going to jump back over here to ChatGPT. And I'm just copying and pasting that in there. And now you want to add in some notions here. So what you, let's just say here, let's say prompt engineer as an example. And let's say you're looking for Google and key skills. Try to see how it researches the skills that it needs. So we can leave it that way. And experience in previous companies. Go ahead and look at companies that you may have worked at, maybe Apple or Facebook or Twitter. Let's say DevOps role, just to give it a little bit of coaching there. And let's see what comes back. So you're asking them to include this for you. And we're going to hit this button on the side. Let's see what comes back with. So you can see how quickly it responds. And again, I don't suggest that you do the copy button on there. Ooh, it had to pause a little bit. But you actually do, see here's a little copy. I don't suggest that. You're going to do a copy and paste into a Word document. For the sake of what we're looking at right now, let's pull this back up here. So it's very kind. It lets you know what it's going to pull up. It does a basic format here, an objective for the resume. And again, you would put in what you need. In this case, it left the bracket for key skills and didn't fill in here. It's going to let you choose. You can ask it to rewrite it and put the key skills back in there if you want to do that. So in a moment, we'll just go ahead and add that in. Here's some key skills that it came up with for that particular job function. And then here's a flow of what that resume might look at. Now, of course, it doesn't know what I have done. I'm using just a raw web browser here without my background. So it came up with some significant points that I would build upon in for the resume. So you can see how that flows in education certification. So even if you don't have a resume that's handy or it's stale, you've been fortunate to be in your same role for the last couple decades, this helps you start that core template to get going. I'm just going to take this key part here just to show you. So if we copy that and we put it back in here and say rewrite to include the skill. And then I copy that so it knows what I want to rewrite. You see that right there in the objective, it didn't say key skills anymore. It went ahead and pulled from its own research what those key skills may be. So this is just a phenomenal tool to get you started. Well, what about writing a cover letter? You want to have this tailored to each job. So in creating a cover letter, you would do something similar here. It now has an idea of what you want. So you would copy my prompt. And this is what it would look like in ChatGPT. So you're going to want to tell it what the job title is. Now, how are you getting these permissions? This is covered more in the advanced, but basically if you were to go into Indeed or LinkedIn or any of these sites, you would find job alerts. You're going to set up job alerts for the area of the country that you're in, or if you're preferring a remote role, and it'll feed to you in your email inbox. As you set it up, it could be daily, all the new positions that get posted immediately. And by getting those prompts and sent to you, you can be one of the first ones to apply. So you could tell it to pull the job title from a spreadsheet that you have. In fact, part of the AI automation is the job alerts pull the data into a spreadsheet. As soon as the machine or robot here realizes there's a new line on the spreadsheet, then it starts its automated process of managing that job hunt for you. So all of that is in the background. But right here, let's just say that we're going to do a prompt engineer near position at, let's go back to, let's just say that it's emphasizing the expertise. And I'm going to leave that there and see if it pulls from the other ones, and how my experience at previous jobs make perfect fit. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit enter here. And remember, we left previous jobs and key roles. So let's see, it's setting up. And of course, there's some prompts in there. You can go ahead and beef it up, shift it a little bit. It didn't quite pull from the previous jobs there, so you can tell it. It's just incredible how fast it is. And here it didn't pull it because my particular resume isn't in here. So you can give it more prompts, and if you listed the previous jobs, it would list it here for you. So we've gotten that down. Now, if we want to have help, let's say, with optimizing your LinkedIn profile, here's a prompt to use for that. And then you give it a job title and role. Let's just see what it comes back with. We all know that our profiles have a headline. So it's giving you the format that is standardly desired at this point. There's a few other coaches that will offer different formats, but this gives a very quick and succinct format that anybody coming to your LinkedIn site is going to have an understanding. It also gives you an overview of how to create the introduction, the key skills, experience, general career goals, call to action. And then it goes into the format of what that might look like and gives you the framework to build that out. Now, if there's any of these that you want more information on, as I showed you, just cut and paste, give it a little bit more of a parameter, and it will zone in on that. And you cut and paste that over to your LinkedIn profile. Networking. Networking has changed a lot in the last few years. Since we went through lockdowns, a lot of companies don't do their networking events anymore, hosting people on campus. And that's changed a lot. Now, we have seen in 2024, many of these campus events start to come back on, or community or alumni events. So don't hesitate to reach out and ask somebody that works at a company you're interested in, whether or not they put these back on the calendar. But let's just see what ChatGPT says to help with this. Yeah. So I asked it to create an effective networking strategy. So in this case, it's coming up with an email, right? So here's an email or a direct message post you can post. But what if that's not what you meant? So let's say, let me just leave this. You can see that I've been hitting some misspelling here. I'm on a different computer, but it knows what you mean. You don't have to go back there. And look at this, step by step, week one, day one, on how to target your time if you need assistance just with time management and around networking. Everything that you need is here to structure your time appropriately in order to build that out. Now, in the advanced tool, we've got, let's dial in a little bit more on how to network. I was one of the early adopters and labeled as top 1% on LinkedIn for communication and engagement. There's quite a bit that goes into that, but it's nothing that everybody can't do. You learn the algorithm and you sign on daily and you get those numbers bumped up. There's an immense amount of resource that is available in LinkedIn that we can go over with that. Let's move forward here. I want to keep this brief. Company research. What if you want to learn more about the company that's interviewing? And, everybody has heard about Google. But let's just see what that says. And so Alphabet is obviously the parent company now. Google and Waymo are subsidiaries, and let's see how this looks. Even gives you how to apply. Now, if you were using some of the other language models, or even ChatGPT 4.0, which is 4.0 Omni, then you can ask it, what are what does the stock look like? Go into some of the EDGAR or SEC filings. So you can get pretty detailed and up to date, but 3.5 really just goes back anything that's more than about 24 months old. So as it's rolling in, but here you've got an entire plan. Now, interview preparation. Really, in this day and age, the expectation is interviews are done on a star style, but not everybody knows what that is. And you may not be prompted when you're in a resume or an interview situation to provide your feedback or your response to the questions in that format. You just kind of need to know what it is. So let's just say here, we're going to put this in there and see what it comes back with to help us with this. So it tells you right here, tell me about a time when you faced a complex technical challenge in the job example. How did you approach it? And star format is listed for you: situation, task, action, and result. This is something you really want to practice. So as you, and it's giving pop-ups here because we're not logged in, get smarter responses, upload files and images and more by logging in. So it may not let us go much further here. Let's just see if it'll let us do that. But as you can see, it'll coach you along different scenarios so that you can have the format and brainstorm along the way in order to feel very confident as you walk into a job interview. Okay, so as we move forward here, salary negotiations, you would do the same thing, offer tips and strategies for negotiating a role. Cut and paste, see what it gives you. Step number 9, going to the beat. You can ask it to give you some ideas that you can use to get to its wording, whether or not you already have a great job and you're looking for a career leap, or you're in fact in between roles. There's a lot that goes into it. And I really like this aspect of any of these models. They're trying to give us support. So in this case, with that simple question, it suggests mindfulness, physical exercise, listening to music, read a book, practice yoga. Look, these are some solid suggestions that as we get worried, we might not think of. Practice gratitude, pets, right? And so you could ask it to plan a meditation plan for you, prayer time for you. It can give you a summary of a book that you're interested in. You can see that the thoughts are absolutely endless and limited only to you. That ChatGPT as an AI assistant is there to help. And then, of course, one of the most important things that we need to do is track our progress. One, so you know what your outreach looks like and what is successful. And so I've included a tool in here, and it's an Excel spreadsheet. This one, you just adapt to what you're looking at, and this will probably change by the time you download it. But if you're applying for a job, you could use this one. You don't have to have your applicant name, but you could change it to the company or the person you reached out to or the website. You can choose the different categories and change those. If there's a particular team in the organization because you're applying to different companies, just adapt it. I've got a PM productivity one launched in here. So not started, in progress, blocked, or already launched, so you can monitor your progress there. Sales, meeting notes, just quite a bit of stuff that I've piled in here. And again, I'm going to shift this again before I release it. Tracking your expenses, although the IRS doesn't honor that anymore. It used to be a deduction as you were looking for a new job. But there's a lot of resources that are here for you in this one document. And then, of course, you could ask ChatGPT to create, let's just try that real fast here. Just to show you how even templates work. Let's say create a spreadsheet. Okay, let's just see what this comes back with. So they gave you instructions on how to use it. I asked for 4 columns. You can ask for more, and you could tell it what you want in those columns. Now this said company name, job title, application date, and status. Now you may realize that, wait a minute, 4 columns isn't enough because I should put in there the contact that I have, their name, and then either their phone number or email to follow up, the date I need to follow up. But with this first step, you can see already that you now have a working spreadsheet that you can copy and paste into an Excel document. Let's just do that real fast here. I'll create another tab. And look, there's the start of another tracking tool that was made there right by ChatGPT. Okay, so what we went over here is the concept of getting a startup resume going, having a specific cover letter up and running. How to use ChatGPT to guide your focus, your time management, even your mindset, and how to have it use create tracking tools for you. It's really a breadth of information there for you. But if you're excited by what you saw, this was easy, wasn't it? This is meant to be free and a simplified process to get you started. Often we can spend 80% of our time on administrative tasks instead of the 80% on outreach. You have the perfect experience, solution, or tool, but you have to let the world know about it. By leveraging LinkedIn, posting on Medium, cold calling hiring managers, and applying for jobs, you can get yourself out in front of those who have the budgets to hire you and who need your services. But you can't do it one by one. You've got to be consistent. You have to automate, and you really need to have it formalized within the language that the machine is looking for. So that's what these tools are up for. Now, once you've learned the basics, you can move into the advanced program and learn how to completely automate the entire process, all the way from queuing up your job alerts to accepting the offers. So if you're interested in learning more about the full course, then that's available. I'm going to give you a peek here. But also, some people just get overwhelmed, or they've got other focus, or their time is more important spent elsewhere. We're offering done-for-you services as well. So if that's the case, then there's always a link for you to reach out and let us know where you're at in the process and how we can assist you. So happy job hunting. With the right tools and strategies, you can perform your job search into an efficient, productive endeavor. Leveraging AI like ChatGPT can save you time, enhance your application materials, and ensure you stand out in the competitive job market. Whether you choose to DIY or opt for professional services, remember you are now in control of your career destiny. And as always, I wish you blessings. So here's a sneak peek at that advanced course. HiRED, the ultimate job search strategy using AI. In this course, we will dive into the exciting world of artificial intelligence and how it is revolutionizing the job search process. Gone are the days of blindly applying to countless jobs and never hearing back. With the power of AI, we will show you how to strategically target and land your dream job. Get ready to harness the latest technology and take your job search to the next level. Let's get started on your path to success. And just a reminder that we can hold your hand and we can do it for you. The perfect solution can be found in the final session if needed. Here's an overview of the contents of that advanced course. You can see it drills in a lot deeper. One, the first module is AI for job search. Why that's important, introducing to the concept of prompt engineering and how it applies through the automation process. Module 2, job search optimization tools, maximizing the benefits of AI for job search. Module 3, about you. After all, this is about you. We talk again about ready, set, goal, preparing for the job market, goal setting and time management, setting your career goals, and managing your time wisely. Module 4, ChatGPT application. Using ChatGPT, for the job application process, building a resume. Now we went from a blank page. If you take your resume, as I mentioned, strip off your PII, put it into AI, and then line up the job description, copy and paste the job description of the job you want, and tell AI to use the job description to create your resume based on your experience and from your resume. It will blend the two together. And again, you just have to go through and massage it and look at it for accuracy. Interview. It talks more in depth about enhancing interview performance with AI and positioning yourself as the ideal candidate. Module 6, AI-driven salary negotiation techniques and using those techniques as you're researching companies. Module 7, advanced AI assistant. Programming your own AI bot assistant. Rather than doing this time and time again, get it set up so it knows who you are. It knows what you're looking for. It knows, the basics of what it's going to accept and not accept of the job alerts that come in. It can all be automated. Module 8, follow up. Finalizing the job application is not the end, it's the beginning. Don't just sit there and enjoy the fruits of that labor. Celebrate, and then set your sights onto the next goal. Set up your plan and get your train moving in that direction too, and automate the process. So just because you got the promotion, don't stop. Keep going, leverage this, and build your career. Now there's a variety of resources that we're adding into both courses, so that will be updated in the document here as well. But we want to really thank you. As you look around, and if you've been downsized from a company, we can easily see that companies just don't care about us right now. It's easy to come to that conclusion. And, if you step back to maybe if you launched your own company, that first client or customer you had, you cherished. You really appreciated anything they needed. You bent over backwards to make sure they had it, because that was going to be the proof of concept to move forward. Well, we just don't see that right now in the world today. So I want you to know that we thank you for choosing It's Just Technical. We sincerely thank you for exploring our options, and we very much appreciate any referrals, because if you're not happy, we're not doing our job. So we want to make this experience excellent for you and your team. So I want to remind you that here is our website. Again, the world is yours. What are you creating today? Our key tools that are being requested are these 3: social media automation, lead gen automation, and then HiRED, the job hunt automation. So we're creating non-technical solutions to optimize your goals at a price that everybody can afford, meeting the needs that are really pushing people forward into a role that is perfect and ideal for them. So feel free to reach out, give us a shout, let us know what works, what doesn't work, and we can go ahead and continue to build this community to help others. Once again, thank you very, very much for taking the time to review this course. Let me pull this back up here again. This has been HiRED, the Ultimate Job Search Strategy Discovery Course. You have a blessed day.